Namaste, and thank you for tuning in. I wanted to talk about projections because it's something that's been on my mind, and it's just so tiring, isn't it? We tend to build our world around our projections onto others. So we tend to protect ourselves from our own emotions by projecting onto others who they are. So most of the time, we don't really see the other person for who they are because we're so entangled into the fear of feeling the emotions we have about ourselves and the emotions that they trigger in us, that we'd rather have an idea of who they are and just have that fixed and have that defined so that there's no movement, no flexibility, fluidity, flow in the relationship. So that's really what happens a lot of the time in relationship to anyone, even with ourselves, that by projections, I mean these fixed ideas of who we are, how we are, opinions. You're pretty, you're ugly, you're not nice, you're this, you're that. I don't like you. All of this is projecting. So basically, we have a feeling inside of ourselves that is triggered or awakened. Something is happening, and depending on whether we are feeling, we are allowing that feeling to happen, to just be, or not, we will choose to either project or not. So if we allow the feeling will happen, and there will be no need for a judgment, no need to understand really. Even if there can be an understanding, but there will be no need to search for that understanding, to label it, to fix it. But if we are in a state of allowing, in a state of presence, in a state of feeling, of tuning in, these judgments, these projections tend to just melt and drop away. Because the exchange of energy is happening. And when it's happening, we don't need to hold anything back. We don't need to understand it. It's just happening. We see things for what they are, people for who they are, rather than who we think they are, who we want to think they are, so that we feel more comfortable about it. Because that's usually what happens, that if someone triggers an uncomfortable feeling within us, it's easier to think they are wrong, they are this and that, than to actually sit in that feeling and to allow and to be present with it, and not having to judge them or yourself as wrong or whatever comes up. So this is what I wanted to bring up, and I encourage you today to set the intention to feel in the presence of people rather than to understand and judge. This is tricky. I'm practicing this myself. I'm extremely intellectual and I want to understand. And it is a defense mechanism, and it's something that we all need to practice a little more so that we are able to truly communicate from the heart and to have a beautiful exchange of energy, rather than this feeling of separation where you can understand everything intellectually but you can be distant from it. So instead of that, well, you can never be distant or separate from anything. You can only think that you are. But anyway, this is something I invite you to practice, to feel. So for example, as you listen to this video, as you watch it, what is happening inside of you? What do you feel? instead of like, oh, what is she wearing? What is she saying? Is it making any sense? Maybe I'm not making any sense. Maybe I'm just conveying an emotion, and maybe you could be feeling that, but your thought patterns are preventing you from feeling just that. So I invite you to give this a try and live a life beyond projections. Easier said than done, but it's a practice, and it's a beautiful one. So thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending much love and appreciation. Good luck. See you soon.